And here's the pavilion. I'm gonna take up short-term residence here. So it's 10:10. I'm sitting here at the pavilion, eating a bar. Sorry about that. I am hungry now. And I've gone 4.44 miles, according to my watch. There's a gentleman that's metal detecting here. I guess he was explaining to me this is the site of the old governor's mansion. So the governor of Florida used to live here, of all places. And then, I guess in the mid-1800s, he's saying they tore it down and or they left it. And I'm going to decide whether I'm going to continue going on and do loop number 2 or not. It's 10 o'clock. If I do loop number 2, it's probably another 3 hours. That'll take me to 1. Won't get home until about 3 o'clock probably. So we'll see. Okay, so it's 10:14 and I'm back off in the woods. I'm going to try and do loop number 2 now. So I'm starting, I was at 4.44 miles, so we'll see how far it is and then come back. This loop is 7.5 miles total. So I figure I'm probably at least a half a mile in. So it's probably another 7 miles, maybe even less, under 7. So we'll see. The sun is coming up, it's getting a little sunny. It's starting to warm up. There's still a nice breeze and it has a slight chill in the air, so it's not too bad. I left the wipes over by the pavilion that I found. If someone needs them or wants them. And I'm looking at another probably 2 hours of hiking to do the 7 miles or so. So let's get to it. And we'll start it again doing the same area we just redid. So there's nothing new here. This is loop number 1. And instead of turning left at the end of the loop, I'm going to continue going straight and do loop number 2. And that'll be it for the day. I definitely won't have more time. I don't want to feel like being out here too late. Plus, it is an hour and a half drive, and I'd like to avoid rush hour. It's funny to be thinking about rush hour at 10 o'clock, but it was an hour and a half drive here, so I do need to plan. But that's the mental math that I'm doing in my head. I'm thinking if it takes me 3 hours to do, it'll be 1 o'clock, which is, I think, realistic, to plan on getting back to my car by 1 and then driving home and hopefully being home by 3 o'clock. So leave a little extra so that I'm not disappointed when I get home later. A little fudge factor in there. Okay, so we're back out in the woods, so to say, on the trail. And we'll see what this path brings. I don't expect it to be much different than loop number 1, but it is just giving me more distance, more exercise, and who knows what I'll see as the day goes on. Oh, the gentleman I met there that was metal detecting didn't find anything of value while I was there. But it is interesting, something I've really always liked, the idea of you never know what you might find. It's 10:25. I've gone 5 miles according to my Garmin watch. However, All Trails, which I'm losing confidence in it, is saying I only did 4 miles. So that's a pretty big discrepancy. So I really wish I had my trail runners, because while these boots are size 12s, they just feel tight on me, and they're super light though, I gotta say that. I think my trail runners are actually heavier than them, even though these are kind of boot-like. They're 3/4 high tops, would have been called years ago, but they're like 3/4 of a boot. So, I just don't like them. They feel narrower because they are tighter, and they just don't feel as good. I'm used to wearing the Ultras, and I just think I'm used to having that, zero drop and the wide toe box. So I'm kind of missing that right now. And my feet are not 100% comfortable in these shoes because I'm just not used to wearing them. But I was afraid there might be some muddy parts, which there still could be. It's 10:45. I've gone 6.05 miles. Cute little bird. And I'm making my way through the trail here. It's a little bit rougher here because the hogs have done so much damage to the surrounding area here. But it's pretty nice. It's well maintained. I'm going through tall brush here. Some of it is almost as tall as me. A couple of them, like coming up here in front of me, are actually taller than me. And I'm 5'8", so can't really see much. Hope I'm going the right way. There's a trail and another trail. I don't see any blazes, but I'm following what looks like a tread. There's definitely a path. It could be a animal path. And it looks to be like I'm on the trail. Oh, and there's a white blaze on the tree. Thank you very much. The trail maintainers, thank you for maintaining this trail. Obviously that grass probably grows pretty tall pretty fast. I don't know if they've done any maintenance lately, or they haven't come out yet. I don't know when they do their maintenance, but usually, you know, like I know the club that I belong to in Broward County, they do their maintenance in the cooler parts of the year because it's more manageable, it's cooler. It's also coincides with the dry season. I suspect that this area does not get quite as wet all year long. I'm sure during the rainy season there's probably some water in some places, but you probably can get out here and do maintenance most of the year. Oh, I'm moving right along, getting a good pace. I've slowed down a little bit because it's gotten rougher, but for a while there I was doing about 18-minute miles. Now I'm doing like 22-minute miles because the ground is a little bit more rough, where it's just really chewed up, the undergrowth here. The pigs have really ruined some of the surrounding area and the tread, even on the trail. It's just churned up, so it's a little bit slower going. My bottom of my feet are really hurting though, so I'd like to get done, just because I hope I don't get a blister. But I feel like my feet are not liking these shoes, so I don't think these boots are going to be making many more trips with me at all. Probably for shorter distances, like the first 5 miles, they seemed okay, but now they're not standing up well to longer distances. It's 10:56. I've gone 6.62 miles. A couple of areas here where I would have liked to have seen a few more blazes, and the ground is definitely more broken. I've nearly almost twisted my ankle a couple of times, so I got to slow down a little bit. I've got a couple of times where I've been pretty fortunate that I haven't sprained it or gone down, just because the ground is so rough, you know, with little divots and things like that. And I've come to an area where there is 2 benches here, which is nice. And I guess this is where the loop circles around. If you want to go to the east side of the loops, you got to continue going, which is what I'll be doing. So this is the bottom of loop 2. If you wanted to continue to loop 3, you'd continue going further south, I assume. Yeah, I believe this is east, and then I'll start heading at the bottom of the loop and head back north toward loop 1 and then the pavilion. So I definitely think I'm probably close to halfway done with this loop. It's quite hard to tell because it's not exactly perfectly a circle. You know, it's jagged and in and out. So we'll see. 7.1 miles, and it's 11:06 in the morning. So we're doing good. Right now, currently, the trail is nice over here. It's not so chewed up. There's a couple of bits, but it's much better time making for me. So I'm doing sub 20-minute miles. It's 11:38. I've walked 8.73 miles, and I'm still on loop number 2, heading back to where loop number 1 joins this part of the trail. And I should be coming up to it soon, probably within the next quarter mile or so, maybe even less. Have not seen any wildlife in the past mile and a half. I did most of this loop. I have had cell phone reception, if in case anyone's wondering. And I just arrived back to where loop 1 and loop 2 meet. So I'm going to be going back onto what is loop 1, essentially, from loop 2. And I'm at 8.86 miles. It's 11:41. So, yeah, so everything past here is territory or trail that I've already been on at least once to do loop number 1. And we'll be doing it a second time. So the good thing is that I know what to kind of expect here. No surprises. I know it's going to be dry. So I never met any muddy parts. Well, as I'm walking back, one thing I do is I check in occasionally using my Garmin InReach. So I decided to send the message just that, basically all is well and I'm hiking, whatever. And it took about a minute or two for it to upload to a satellite, because it makes a sound when it uploads. You hear a whoop, which you've heard before on the trail. And I would say within 10 seconds, I got a confirmation on my cell phone, because I have it when it uploads. What I've done now is, and I learned this from someone else, is I send the message to myself as well. And that allows me to make sure that the message is actually going out. So if I have reception, I get the message. If not, it'll wait till I come back into cell service, or I turn my phone back on from airplane mode, and then I get all the messages. But the good thing is that I know I get some kind of check to know that it's actually working and that it's going out, not just checking with the people, hey, did you get my update? So it kind of allows me to keep track and make sure that the InReach is working. And I would say it wasn't even 10 seconds later that my phone got the notification, the message that, I had just uploaded. So it does work very, very well. Pretty good to my book, where you could be in the middle of nowhere, and if you can get a message out, because it's not working on cell, it's working on satellite. So a text message where I am right now, I have cell service, would have gone out faster. But, that's not why I'm carrying an InReach. Well, it's 11:59. We can round up and say it's noon. I've gone 9.8 miles, and I just passed my first other walkers here. They weren't really hikers, a couple that are walking on this trail. And they had nothing, no backpack, no water, no nothing. So they're probably not going too far. One thing I have noticed to me is that, as you're going on the trail, the two loops, the east and the west side, are different. Not vastly different, but one of them seems to be more easier of a path to go. So this side that I'm on now, the second side, which is the east side of the loop, seems to be a nicer path. It's more smoothed out, and it's definitely easier going, in my opinion. Whereas where I first started out, and you come in, you're walking south, you go to the right, and that side seems to be, to me, a little bit more chewed up by the hogs, and just generally a little bit rougher, not as smooth. So if I was only going to do like an in and out on one side of the loop, I would choose this side. And I made it back to where the bench is and a sign going to a campground. And very smartly, there's a sign there with two codes, QR codes. One of them goes to the Florida Trail, and very, very smart and great use of technology to inform and educate the public and other hikers. And I'm almost back to the beginning of the loop. I can see an RV in the distance. That was at the pavilion. That was the guy that was metal detecting. Here's the trail right here off to the left. And I'm carrying, you'll see right there is the RV. Right there. I'm here at where the loop starts, and you can see the sign right there. And I would say the east side is better than the west side in terms of just a nicer trail. and a tread. If you're not really into, walking, or you don't have appropriate footwear, or you're just not feeling like, getting a little bit into broken territory, I would say do the east over the west. So we're going to make our way back to the pavilion, and then we're going to go to the parking lot. Okay, I'm walking across the road right now, going back into the, the approach trail. The pavilion is off to my right as I'm going in. I'm not going to stop there, and I'm not going to disturb the people in their things. So I've got 10.41 miles, and it's 12:12. So figure another 25-30 minutes at the most. I should be back to my vehicle in the parking lot. For at least now, I'm back into a little thicker canopy cover, which is nice. The sun's coming up a little bit, but it's still on the cooler side, and it wasn't too bad. I would think, though, in the middle of the summer, though, this would be brutal. And the brief cover that I had is over, and we're back out in the sun here. So it is clearing now. The overcast skies are kind of leading way to clear skies, so I suspect it's going to get a little warmer for the next couple of hours at least. It's still early enough that it can heat up a little bit more. And I'm almost back to the parking lot. All Trails has said I have 4 minutes to go, which hopefully that's right. It says I've also gone 9.5 miles, whereas my Garmin watch says I've done 11 miles. So it's now a 1.5 mile difference in the tracking of my hike. So it's pretty big to me. I suspect I probably need to change the settings on All Trails so that it can use the GPS even when it's not open, and then it will be more accurate. I must be getting closer. I'm hearing vehicles. So that's an airplane. And here I am at the parking lot. Can't see my vehicle yet. I hope it's still there. But there's a couple other vehicles here, so that may explain some of the people I saw as well. And it's almost exactly 4 hours since I started my hike. Actually, there's quite a lot of vehicles here. I don't know where all these people are, but I didn't see them. Well, I'm obviously back home. I'm in my backyard. I managed to get home just before 2 o'clock. I took a shower, changed clothes, very happy to get out of those clothes, and more importantly, get out of my boots, which were killing my feet. I didn't see any blisters, but the bottom of my feet and my toes do not feel good. So I think those boots are going to be taking a trip somewhere. I'll probably donate them or maybe even sell them since they're still in very good shape. In the meantime, I'll probably just stick with the Ultra Trail Runners because I like the way they feel on my feet. So other than that, it was a good hike. Not that hard, not very technical, not very strenuous. There were a couple of portions at one part where I think I talked that I really did almost twist my ankle a couple of times. I mean, the ground was so uneven, or in some cases just disturbed from the hogs that are out there rooting around and tearing it up, that it was quite uneven. According to my Garmin, my watch, the app I'm using, I did 11.26 miles in 4 hours and 8 minutes. It was a good trail. I think it's definitely a nice trail. I wouldn't mind going back and doing Loop 3. It was dry for me, no problem. I know this is the dry time of year. I don't know about what it's like the rest of the year, but I think it would be easily doable by almost anyone with any capabilities of walking. I tried looking up some information on the governor's house, and I couldn't find any. The only thing I was able to find out is that the area I was located in, which is Martin County, was named after the Florida governor in like 1920 or 25 when he was governor. And they named the county after him. He was the current governor, so that's 100 years ago. But I didn't find any information about the governor's house on that property. I didn't do that deep of a dive, but I didn't see anything. So that's it. I had a good time. I think it's a good trail. I would definitely consider going back there. And I think it's someplace that maybe some people that are looking to do longer trails would like to go out there and use. There's not much to see. I didn't see that wildlife except for the big thing was the sow and her piglets. But there's no grand views or anything like that. It's just, obviously, if you're into birds, I think you would see that as a resource to use, because there are several types of birds out there. Hopefully you'll have better luck than me locating them, because I was basically not doing well locating them. And I don't know how you go about using them. I guess you can call the park and get a permit, or if it just first comes, first serve, it's open and you share it with other people. I just don't know. But it's not hard to do that research. Either call the administrative office of the park, there was a phone number listed on their website, or do a little research online, and I'm sure you could get that information. I hope you enjoyed coming along with me as well. It's good to get out there and get some mileage under the legs and some green time, as I say. And it was a good morning to do it. The weather was nice and cool, and it cooperated. Toward the end, it started getting warm. In the beginning, I believe officially they told me the weather was 59 degrees, which is what the app loaded, and then the website, and then later on it's probably upper 60s toward the afternoon. So, but there was still a little bit of breeze with a coolness in it, so it was good that way. If anybody knows any more information about that area, maybe the governor's house, or just in general, or a trail suggestion in the area would be good as well. I'm going to start trying to travel around the area, both Broward, Palm Beach, Collier County, probably a little bit, and Martin County, and visit some of these lesser known areas that don't get the attention that they probably do deserve. Even if it's a small trail, mile and a half, I may combine it with another trail, but I'm going to try and visit some to show some of the hiking that is available down here. As I look, there is hiking down here. It's just not as probably advertised and well known. It's obviously not mountainous, but not all of it is swamp either. So this was a trail that was, to me, it was a ranch, it was farmland, but it's definitely a nice trail to go on. And the fact that it's removed, there's not that much interruption, it's contiguous, is a plus. So appreciate you so much for taking time out of your day to join me. If you like what I'm doing, please give me a like or a thumbs up. Please consider subscribing to the channel. And as always, please leave a comment. Your thoughts, comments, opinions, anything is appreciated. Thank you for taking time out of your day to join me. Till we meet again.